Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Let's hit the play button and see where this takes us. Game number 4 in the Thunderdog Esports Team League between Imperative Gaming and IvD Gaming. Of course, IvD Gaming can be found at ivdgaming.com and Imperative Gaming can be found at imperativegaming.wordpress.com. Like I said, this is game number 4, so if iGx is able to pull off a win here, they will take this best of 5 series. As you can see down at the bottom of the screen, they have 2 victories so far, and up in the top right-hand corner, the cheese man himself, ladies and gentlemen, is VforVelveeta. If you didn't know, Velveeta is actually a brand of like cream cheese. It's not a bad little product, and of course that is Stephen McHenry up in the top right-hand corner, and down in the bottom left-hand corner, certainly using a bit of an interesting handle, of course, is Torpedo. This is actually Apocalypse, the team captain for IvD Gaming. And he will be our red Terran down in the bottom left-hand corner, and this will be on Yonsu. This, is, of course, is a ladder map, if you guys are wondering. But game number 4, and this is where it's going to get a little interesting. IvD needs to pull themselves off a victory if they're going to stay in this. And this is where Apocalypse, as the captain, hopefully will be able to pull it together here and take a big victory. Of course, my name is Nightshade. Very happy to be casting these games for you. And what we do see, of course, out of Apocalypse is going to be the old racks into gas, and then we can expect maximum saturation on that pretty much the second it finishes. And of course, Apocalypse from Korea. The gentleman's name, of course, is Kim Min-hyung, and very, very accomplished, very, very good StarCraft player. Check him out. Of course, ivdgaming.com for his full bio and links as well. And up in the top right-hand corner, VforVelveeta is going to take himself an expansion. This is fairly standard here, of course. We will see the spawning pool going down. That was going down afterwards. So hatch, then pool, then gas. Fairly standard opener here in TvZ, and this is what you can expect day in, day out. In TvZ, it's fairly safe, even with a little bit of Reaper action. It's okay, because the big one here is to get that pool down, get the queen out, and that's going to take care of any kind of Reaper play. And the hatch, absolutely, you need to get that up and running as quickly as humanly possible. So VforVelveeta is going to be feeling pretty darn good about how everything is going right now. Like I said, Reaper is going to head its way out on across the map. Apocalypse looking to get that additional information. He certainly wants to know where his opponent is going to be. And this is a great opener. Reapers move so quickly across the map, especially on Yonsu, which is such a small map, that he's going to get a lot of good info. He's going to see that hatch is up and running. He's going to see that there's a couple lings. No big problem. He can kite slow lings all day long off of creep. But he's going to see that, of course, a gas has been taken. Going to kite that first ling, kill it off, and take care of the second, no problem. Certainly the Reaper's almost half paid himself. You know what? Hey, looky, there's a drone left unattended. But that is going to quickly get morphed over into a spore crawler very, very fast, as you can see. Or rather, a spine crawler. And it is going to get canceled. The idea there is just to try to keep the drone alive. And of course, another Reaper is going to show on up here. So it's 2 Reapers here now being a little bit of a problem here. And if the numbers start to climb, it's going to be a huge, huge issue. Now behind this, we can expect to see Apocalypse doing a whole lot of stuff. And what do we expect to see? Well, we do have, of course, Reactor going down. We'll expect to see Factory switching on over to that Reactor, and Hellions coming out of that. Double Barracks going down as well. And of course, Supply Depots on top of that. So lots of macro going on behind all of this harass as we continue to see that these Reapers are just continuing to be a complete pain in Velveeta's butt. And speaking of, it's cheesy for the cheese man. And we do see, of course, the Reapers are going to bake on out of here. Let the combat drugs take effect and heal on up. Of course, we do see the correct response for this, and that is to bring out some lings to help on out. Of course, ling speed will finish up fairly soon. Ling speed will pretty much mop up this Reaper play. Of course, the Reapers are going to peel on out of here. They do not want to get caught here. And you can see them actually taking a position where they cannot be attacked here by the lings. But speedlings moving their way across the map very, very quickly here. Exposed is this orbital command, which is going to get attacked. Hellions are at the top of the ramp, but he's got to be very careful here. If he's going to drop the supply depot, he's got to be worried about a run by here, so he's going to keep it up. He's going to take care of any lings that will decide to, become a ling BQ. Yep, there's a couple of shots, killing off a couple more. Reapers are going to come down from the top ground and join up with their Hellion brethren. And it's going to be Hellion Reaper, and they're going to have no problems taking care of that, especially on the choke here, where they can get those nice straight shots here and kill off so many Lings. But moving their way across the map, this is actually a pretty impressive force, to be honest with you, and a lot of Lings can die to this very, very quickly. There's actually a fair bit of DPS out of this unit composition here. But they are going to go back. I think the goal here is to try to get this expansion up and running here for Apocalypse. And indeed, that is what he's going to do. He's going to get those SCVs down, start working on that supply depot wall, getting a couple of Marines out front to help with defense. Of course, as you can see, he's starting to macro very, very well. Maximum saturation in the natural, or rather in the main. And we do see Starport going down as well. But a lot of scouting and map control trying to be held here by Apocalypse. And that is the goal here. The goal is not to kill Lings. The goal is to hold the map and be able to do as much scouting as well as harass as humanly possible. He's going to back on up, play it safe for a little while now. Of course, we do see Velveeta expanding on out. Of course, extra queen action is going to help out with that as well. Getting those, pooping out those creep tumors as quickly as humanly possible. And we do see lots and lots of Lings here for defense. But more importantly, we see that, of course, the gases are now starting to be taken. Lair has now been switched over. Third has gone down. Of course, Spore Crawlers are helping out with any possible future harass. But we do see that this Reaper Hellion combo is going to push on out here and start working away on these creep tumors. Really, the goal here is to deny the creep tumors, kill a bunch of Lings in the process that are trying to attack them, but the goal is to stop the creep spread. And he's doing a pretty good job as well of holding position. But again, he needs to keep these units alive if he's going to be effective with this. And onto the creep he's going to go. This is really ballsy as the Lings are going to try to get that surround. They do go all the way around, but unable to get all of these units caught, and all the Lings do ultimately melt. And speaking of melting, is another drone. A couple of drones did able to switch on over and morph into those spine crawlers. That should get canceled fairly soon, and they'll continue on. Indeed, there they go. And it's just a good defensive technique. If you have the economy, switch them over to structures. Then they don't die. But of course, lots of Marines here as well as some medevacs. This force is just going to get bigger and bigger as Apocalypse is starting to take control of this map and push on out. As you can see, good map control will result in lots of vision, lots of knowledge, and be able to adjust your unit composition as well as your aggression accordingly. And he is going to push on in here with that aggressive, as we were talking about, stimming those Marines as he shoves on forward. These medevacs are going to just do a great job keeping these Marines alive as they absolutely shred those Lings. They're absolutely dead as nails. He is going to drop this hatch unbelievably quickly, and we do see a big GG out of Velveeta, and Apocalypse takes game number 4.